Hey guys, it's Moanon back again, and I want to remind you to hit share and subscribe, please. So, as promised, this is De Moi. It is a celebrity gossip website, and the question was put out to these people. uh, Excuse me. Tell us what it's like being a celeb assistant. Now, I think this is the first one. Let me see. Yeah, it is. Let me make sure. Yeah. And this is what some of the answers are. I worked for one. She was a C- word and made me okay with calling women that. This is like a blind item type. So you don't really know who they're talking about. Sometimes they'll give hints. Sometimes reveals will come. Like it'll be like this A-lister is about to release a new movie. And then the week later, you'll find out who it is. This one said, "Oh, I have stories. Let's just say it was like a waking stress dream every day. This is about an A-list actress who seems complicated to figure out." Now, the other day they put up a post. I might go to the web page, their site later, and says, just to clarify, and they went through the list of what an A-list is, what a B-list is, what a C-list is. A-list is known worldwide by everyone, regardless of what language they speak. Um, you know, so think Brad, Leonardo, Kim Kardashian. And then it was like, do you think a grandmother in Italy would know who Khloe Kardashian was? So then it went to A-. Is basically maybe like a Julia Roberts, someone who was an A-lister but hasn't worked in a long time. Then you have B, which might be like, well, gosh, I don't even know. Like maybe Sandra Bullock. She really, I don't think has worked in a long time. Was at the top briefly, but anyway, I digress. This one, my sis has done it forever and has had amazing bosses and some straight up assholes. I was an intern at the Row. The Olsons smile all the time and they worked like morning till night. I cried on my way home from work every single day. You can imagine what it's like working for these people. Absolutely effing awful. 50 plus in and out orders, 1 out of 3 special orders, 5:30 p.m. on Sunday. That's all I need to say. And Demois commented, who liked In and Out this much? Not celeb, but how high profile agent. My main responsibility was covering up her affairs from her family. I would just love to be a fly on the wall. Absolute shit on top of the YouTuber thinking she was an A-lister and the world revolved around her. She paid me below minimum wage. I was making about 28K living in LA with no benefits. She asked me to be at her house by 7 a.m. every day, and most of the day we sat and did nothing. But then at 5, she would think of stuff to do, and I'd be stuck at her house till about 9 p.m. every night. Then leave me with stuff work on once getting home. So I'm thinking that's stuff to work on once I got home. She had no respect for her friends, agents, or anyone that worked for her and was extremely rude to what she called the help. Had a large 3-bedroom home and only paid the maid $100 to clean the entire house, and even cursed her out when one day she ran out of supplies and asked to use some of hers. This has me really wondering who this could be. A YouTuber. Someone I know got fired for forgetting French fries from Shake Shack. The best job ever. She was super chill, and all I did was shop for her. So I think it can go either way, depending on how big the ego is. Had to clean and wash already washed baby carrots every day. She would eat maybe 2 out of 30. I unknowingly had to arrange payments for an escort multiple times. Made me wonder if this is a male or a female. Not a celeb, but stylist told me I was dumb and go in the closet to think about what I did. Former assistant to a TV family. It was hell. Cried almost every day. Got yelled at over nothing. Effers. This got me to thinking, how many TV families can we think of? Comment below. The first thing that came to my mind was Kardashians, and I was trying to think of other TV families. Of course, I don't watch very much TV, which is surprising considering that I pay attention to Hollywood so much. But I can't really think of a lot of other TV families, reality shows. I don't know. Then, well, there is all the Beverly Hills, the Housewives franchises, and the like, yeah, I don't know. Celeb was so chill and pleasant. His team was a nightmare who hazed new assistants. Can you tell us how you got hazed? Wasn't allowed to eat most foods near them because fashion is skinny. I was 5'10" and 103 pounds. This seemed to be a reoccurring theme in these responses. The appearance of the personal assistant is a reflection on the celebrity, apparently. Her husband didn't know how to make a frozen pizza or turn on the oven. That's not a big deal. I had nightmares about letting the phone ring more than once and woke up crying every day. This is giving me, a lot of these are giving me Meryl Streep in The Devil Wears Prada. And actually someone even commented that. A-list singer. Security treated, so she A-list singer security, but was treated like an assistant, like buying drugs in other countries, with 2 snowflake emojis. So thinking cocaine, and I'm wondering who this A-list singer is. These things leave you really hungry for more. 2 A-list actors, super nice, great jobs. 1 B-list actress, a nightmare. I was called 17 times in a row just to be asked about a nail polish color. I'm in therapy because of the way my former employer treated and her now husband treated me. Hell, berated constantly, made to feel fat, stupid, and worthless. I mean, horrible. So this person says, can you ask if these assistant jobs paid off or open better doors? So then we started getting some responses that answered that question. Can you ask who was a gem to work for? And I didn't see many people responding to that. Okay, regarding assistant experience, was repeatedly called a dumb bitch, C word for minor human mistakes or inconveniences, dressing room had wrong kind of water, etc. Also forced me to drive his daily, weekly hookups. And when I asked to be reimbursed for gas mileage, he refused it. Somehow was able to afford to get them Ubers home from them from then on. Incredibly entitled, and would ask me constantly to reach out to various companies to get him free things, ranging from food to expensive shit. The ones that would agree would ask for an Insta post or mention in return, and he would never do it. I think a lot of celebrities get free stuff and reach out for free stuff and expect free stuff. I'm sure you signed an NDA, but can you give us a hint? Actor, singer, athlete, musician. So, oh my God, I was an assistant to supermodel, and it's exactly like Devil Wears Prada, minus the glamour. So here's what I was referring to. Never got to wear any glamorous clothing, traveled with 3 to 5 pieces of luggage at a time, answered calls at 3 a.m., basically making water turn into wine at all times. Oh, and having PTSD after I quit for years, thinking every text was from him or her manager. Worst experience, but did open doors for me. Can you say circa when this was? 2016 to 2019. So who's the supermodel during these years? I don't know. So 2019, that would mean, I mean, in 2019, that's when COVID hit. So kind of a lot of Hollywood stopped working. Also walked out of my interview with Gerard Butler. No thanks. So this is response. I think it's way down here where the original post was. I worked for your boss a couple of years ago. Kindest person, did not have good people around him. I don't know what that's talking about. Text from my TikToker boss to order them a car at 10 p.m. on Christmas Eve. Uber exists. Now, this kind of surprised me because TikTok is kind of new. And even though these TikTokers are famous now, it's pretty newfound fame. And I wouldn't think they would be so entitled. I once had to bring condoms and Gatorade at 3 a.m. on a Tuesday night. She was a joy. My celeb, multimillionaire author, ex-boss had a problem paying me minimum wage. So my celeb, multimillionaire author doesn't say if it's a male or a female. I instantly thought of the writer of Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling, but I don't know why I assumed it was a female. Stephen King. Who else is a celeb author? I mean, there's a lot of them. So these are read from bottom to the top. So I got cussed out and cried. This was for a PR internship. Get the amount she wanted shipped and to her location by the next morning. Okay, maybe I was supposed to go this way. Requested certain Kit Kats. Oh, read from bottom to the top. Duh. Requested certain Kit Kats from Japan and asked to be shipped to New York City same day at 5 p.m. Couldn't find the damn Kit Kat she wanted. And once I did, FedEx said impossible to get the amount she wanted shipped into her location by the next morning. I got cussed out and cried. This was for a PR internship. So public relations internships, they weren't even getting paid lately. Most days it sucks, but it opened more doors for me than I could ever have imagined. I pay attention to Steph Shep, who was Kim Kardashian's assistant, and kind of left because it was really actually addressed on the show. And another person actually mentions it later. So I'll talk about it when we get there, but called me a dumb bitch on a work call and was too up her own ass to realize I was on the call. She called me in the middle of the night to turn off the TV in her living room. Can you imagine? Was pushed to lose weight to match their image. So actual terrible. Not assistant, but my bestie was nanny to Alec and Hilaria, Alec Baldwin and his wife Hilaria. And they were always so lovely and sharing. Now, that's kind of contradictory to Alec's public persona these days, right? Literally amazing. I have the best bosses. So this person liked it. Some people did like it. Did I mention I got fired while on maternity leave? Okay, so here's the Gerard Butler. Might have been okay, but his manager was a total douche. Here's some clarification on the person who walked out on this interview. So now this is interesting. A 7-time Grammy winner who was the laziest human on the planet will DM you more. And it says, is this the same person you just named as a gem to work for? Now, later on, there's going to be a list of everyone who is a 7-time Grammy winner. So laziest human on the planet. Let's see who we think it is. My daily tasks included spying on other members of production. This immediately gave me Ellen for some reason. If you've been up on anything, you know that there's a lot of rumors that go on about what goes on the Ellen show, but I have no idea. It's just what popped into my head. Could be any show. It's glorified babysitting, except you're the only one getting yelled at like the toddler. Had to clean up after his sexcapades, handling used condoms and crusty sheets. Ugh. I applied to be America Ferrera's assistant, but didn't want to move to CA. Heard she's great. America Ferrera was in that really good show, Ugly Betty. I really like that show. She called me in the middle of the night to turn off the TV in her living room. This is the extended version. To turn off the TV in her living room because the ghost of her dead brother was done watching it. So this gave me like the person who was probably drunk or all messed up, probably taking an Ambien or something. Getting dirty looks up and down every single day by their A-list fiance. Interesting. So it makes you wonder if the person who's writing is probably a female. I don't know, female to female, or I just remembered this story from when I was an assistant. Boss's wife asked me to go to the Bowery Hotel immediately to get her bag that she left there overnight. Apparently, it was urgent. When I got to the front desk and asked for it, they handed me a plastic bag with a plastic water bottle in it. I literally couldn't believe it. It still makes me laugh. So, this sounds like a horror story, but if that's your job, I mean, I wouldn't mind driving to a hotel to pick up a bag that was brought, or shopping for people, or washing carrots if you're getting paid. But it's the stuff that goes with it. I think the mental abuse, the, you know, this is spelt wrong, but arrange escort to meet boss and their partner. Interesting. Worked for A-listers equals a dream. Work for non-A-listers who think they're A equals seventh ring of hell. And they reply, I've heard this before, but also some A-listers are. It does seem to be that the lower level celebrities are the harder ones to work for. They think they are bigger than they are. I once had to leave Thanksgiving dinner to go fix her DirecTV remote. I've interviewed with Ashley Tisdale and Mandy Moore, and both were so sweet. So sometimes you look for clues in this, which I wasn't picking up on. This underrated superhero, underdog, under what, has electrophobia. We had to carry a wireless charger. Overall, nice person. So someone that played the superhero, underrated. So that's not, I was thinking of, oh, what's his name? Robert Downey Jr., but he's definitely not underrated. He gets his flowers, as they say. Old Rumi said her actress boss was publicly vegan, but made assistant get her bacon. And Demois responds, okay, I actually just heard about an A-list actor who is in a show I've been raving about, who says he is vegan, but recently ordered a fish dish. I think a lot of celebs do that. Like that's the trend right now, to be on a plant-based quote unquote diet. So they'll all say that they're doing it. But I mean, anybody may follow a certain diet and stray from it from time to time. Like if you're on keto, you may eat sugar once in a while. I had to drag 12 big glass bottles of water every week to his apartment by hand. I don't know what this is. Big glass bottles of water. I mean, how big could they be? I don't know. Got yelled at on a shoot because I didn't wash raspberries with bottled water. I mean, I maybe can see this. Depends on what country you're in. Got paid 6 figures to grocery shop and run errands. I loved it. My thoughts and prayers will always be with Kate Beckinsale's assistant. So this person sounds like they're saying they worked for Kate Beckinsale, and she is not a peach to work for. Sometimes I realize how out of the loop I am. I've talked about this before, but I do a lot of research into government conspiracy type, MK Ultra, mind control programming, Hollywood, the Illuminati, and that type of stuff. And I usually that's the focus of my time, my reading, my thoughts. And so a lot of these celebs that I read about, I don't even know who the hell they are anymore, because I don't watch movies or TV unless it's like with a critical eye to look for the symbology. Okay. She called me in the middle of the night to turn off TV in their living room. This is the extended version. We already know because it's a ghost of her dead brother was done watching it, and then there was a new update. She asked me what was on the TV, and it was a marathon of the Queens of Comedy, and she burst into tears because apparently her brother loved Monique. So could be someone grieving. I don't know. Could be. So gonna get a little deep here, but it is my belief that to gain a certain level of fame in Hollywood, a lot of celebrities, quote unquote, sell their souls. Now, whether they're selling their souls to the devil or to the machine or whatever you want to call it, if you look deeply enough, you can see that there are certain trends, and I'm going to start doing videos on this. I've done them before, and a lot of them get taken down. But there are certain trends in Hollywood. Celebrities covering one eye, celebrities throwing up the triangle. These are all tied to like masonry or ancient Egyptian practices, and all ties in with the Illuminati and stuff like that. And a lot of celebrities have issues. I have read, and when I do read these stories, I pick up on them with being alone at night because I don't know why. A lot of them have fear of ghosts, fear of spirits. Lady Gaga is one that particularly comes to mind. I think Eminem has talked about it in the past. But when I do read it, I usually tend to bookmark it because that's my mind is always thinking in that lane. See, I don't even know who this is. Interviewed to be Simon Baker's assistant because I'm a guy and his wife wouldn't let him hire a woman. I don't know who Simon Baker is. Also, if they didn't like a certain celeb, I was unable to like that celeb. Showed up to work one day and they asked why I was dressed like I didn't care about myself. I was dressed in biker shorts and a t-shirt. Can you say actor, singer, athlete? And said singer. Hasn't hit the charts in a while. Would send text on Sunday night at 11 p.m. And if I didn't answer, would send emojis and threaten. I think that's supposed to be knife emojis and threaten. So I want to pull up my Facebook, but I don't want anyone to see. I'd like to try to stay anonymous, but there is something I want to show you guys. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to stop my share for a minute. So stop there. And I am going to grab my Facebook because something came up in my memories just today. And I think it will be cool to throw it in to the mix. Since I'm talking about the Illuminati, I wanted to bring up this post. Now, how do I get just this post to come up without everyone seeing all my friends? I don't know. Well, I'm just going to Google. Hold on, give me a minute. So, let's see. Marina Abramovic, do you guys know who that is? She is a artist, a performance artist. And she was in the John Podesta emails. Now, I'm going to show you these images, and I'm going to read you an article so that you will understand. These are the images from the party. This was a Moca party in LA. And this is the cake that they had. Okay. And this was the tables where they were eating that had human heads. Now here's some of the people that were there. Will Ferrell. Everyone was required to wear a lab coat. And you can see here, that's Marina Abramovic, and that's Blondie. And here is the cake before they started to stab it. Okay. Now here we have Gwen Stefani at the party with the cake. Okay. And here is another picture of the dinner. a body with a skeleton on top of it. Now, Marina Abramovic also has what's called here's another picture. Spirit cooking ceremonies. And in the John Podesta emails, she talked about that. Now, John Podesta was a assistant to, here we have Lionel Richie's daughter, Nicole Richie. And I don't know who that is. And I forgot what I was just saying. Oh, John Podesta was Hillary Clinton's assistant. So here's what she wrote on the wall in the spirit cooking ceremony. And I will do a complete video on it, but this was in blood. Now, whether it was pig's blood or not, I don't know, but with a sharp knife, cut deeply into the middle finger of your left hand, eat the pain. Now, there are videos online of this, and over here is a effigy of a small person, and in the video it shows Marina actually writing this up there with the blood and then dumping the blood on this thing over here. And it is believed by some, and I tend to be one of them, that these people participate in some kind of ceremonies, Illuminati ceremonies, whatever you want to call them, where they actually do sacrifice individuals and offer them. It's biblical. It was done in the Bible. People were offered as sacrifices. It's talked about. And it's my belief that even though in today's society think that that doesn't occur anymore, that it actually does still occur. And with a sharp knife cut deeply into them, and there she is there. So I totally got off of what I was talking about, but that's okay, because I'm going to start introducing you guys to some of this. If you don't know me, if you do know me, you'll know that I have covered this a lot of times. But anyway, so here it is. Get rid of these ads. Marina Abramovic made performance art mainstream with her Museum of Modern Art retrospective. The artist is present. If you recall, this is when people lined up for hours in MoMA's atrium to take a seat across from Miss Abramovic and stare, a gesture at the artist's contradictory celebrity and public persona. So she did a exhibition at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and everybody would come in and stare at her. Jay-Z was actually one of the people that is famously photographed with her. Another one was, why aren't these pictures switching for me? Daggone it. Okay. This was 2009, around the time the term performance art really started to become bastardized. I'm not going to read this whole article. It doesn't even talk about it in that article. Okay. Well, losing our appetites from Marina. Oh, it's the same article. So I'm trying to find any article that has all the pictures in it. Here, let's try this one. Marina Abramovic supplies heady dialogue at Moca Gallery. Suffice it to say that Saturday night's event, an artist's life's manifesto, stood out in a crowded season of art benefits by pushing personal boundaries within what is typically an expensive dinner party. The event raised it's always done in the name of charity, a lot of this stuff, right? So Kirsten Dunst, Jamie King queued up and put them on, talking about the white lab coats, okay? After a requisite, cocktail party where guests air-kissed, hobnobbed with artists such as Ed Moses, Ed Ruska, John Baldessari, Francesco Vezzoli, and Piero Golia, and strolled to the museum's gallery. The 750-person crowd was directed upstairs to the giant dinner tent erected over 2nd Street, where they were required to put on white lab coats. So it doesn't even have pictures. I find it interesting that none of these have pictures in them. Here we go. So none of them have pictures. Anyway, you'll have to take my word for it, and you can do your own research, but I'll do a whole, I totally digress from what I was talking about. That's okay. Okay, so here is the list of every artist with 7 Grammys. Now, remember, we were talking about super lazy. We'll start at the bottom. Billie Eilish. We have Simon and Garfunkel, Ricky Skaggs, Kentucky Thunder, Carrie Underwood, Tony Braxton, Low Tigers, Del Norte, John Mayer, Thomas Frost. I don't even know who that is. Gladys Knight, Andre 3000, Dr. Dre, Will I Am, Madonna, and Prince. Now, usually anybody that's achieved this level of fame, in my observation, is not lazy because they're touring, they're working hard. My first thought was Madonna, but Madonna has not been lazy in her career. If you remember, she's always toured, she's always done some rigorous, routines, dance routines and stuff like that. So I don't really know who it could be. What are your thoughts? Who it could be? Put it in the comments. I was thinking maybe John Mayer or maybe Billie Eilish, but I don't know. Anyway, I interviewed with Blake Lively, warmest person, emotionally intelligent, genuinely curious. Now, Blake Lively, not for nothing, she did so a big part of this Illuminati and Hollywood crap that goes on. Like when Harvey Weinstein went down, it was like the best kept secret in Hollywood. Well, if you remember Corey Feldman talking about pedophilia being the best kept secret in Hollywood during an ABC interview that he did. And so Blake Lively has talked openly about sex trafficking and what a big problem that it is. Fiercely private about her family, demanded discretion, no posting on social media, so her locations wouldn't go out. She did expect travel from New York City to Bedford and being on set with her for filming Age of Adeline in Canada. Totally understandable. Okay, I'm assuming that maybe we should read from the bottom to the top again. Okay, so some gems. Meryl Streep, I don't know about that, but Josh Lucas, nicest guy ever and highly appreciative of the people and his fortunes in life. My friend was Leo's assistant in the early 20s. He was great to him. George and Amal are very sweet to their staff and their families. George Clooney is lovely. Just want to say that I'm an assistant and I'm grateful that you use your page to uplift assistants. Rihanna, she keeps the best next to her. Beyonce. So, keep in mind that some of these people will have their own publicists right into this page. Dumois has even said that before. So who knows? So this page, I think that's the end, but this page also, it's on Instagram, DEUXMOI. It also very often posts like executive assistant for advertising companies. Estate administrative assistant for Beverly Hills and Malibu properties. It will post personal executive assistant for A-list actress producer. It'll post these job listings like this. So if that's something that you are interested in, it also posts casting calls very frequently for reality shows, different cooking. There was a cooking one the other day. There was one if your family's, really weird. So this says I interviewed with Charlize Theron's team. I didn't get far enough to meet her, but her team was really cute. Her old assistant had been promoted and was replacing himself. His production company was run by her best friends. They all kept saying how she likes to have good energy around her. She likes to have a good time and isn't too formal. She dresses down and cusses a lot. Just wanted someone to help organize all of her moving and keep her life on track. This was a dream job for me, and I'm still sad I didn't get it, but also kind of glad because it's not normal life for someone to travel that often and never get to do their own things. That's one thing I've learned in this PA world. You live someone else's life and can't really experience your own, but some of the perks can be worth it. It's a double-edged sword. So when I was talking about Steph Shep earlier and being Kim Kardashian's assistant, I think that was one of her problems, is that Kim Kardashian has an extremely busy life. And I think she expects she works hard. She expects her people around her to work hard. And I think Steph was feeling like she didn't have a life of her own. So she did leave as her assistant, but they are still friends. So I think that's the end of the blind items. This one, it had a thing about Quaaludes, and it said I didn't even know that they still made Quaaludes. This was from the other day, and I wonder what it's like to take one. And so in this post, it says if they're on the rider, we'll get them. So if you know when a celebrity like goes to perform somewhere, there's a rider that lists all the things that they want in their dressing room. You know, you've heard horror stories of them demanding all white flowers, or just in particular of thinking of one person. But anyway, so it says seriously, and said it's readily available in London. Any dealer will know of some. They're just very expensive. Hardest place to find some so far has been Miami, funnily. Okay, I need to know who the hell is putting Quaaludes on their rider. So then the next one says, if you guess right, I'll confirm. I have 3 that would certainly shock you. Hold on. Can you give us any sort of hints? Okay, 1 per the shocking 3. So there's 3 people. I have 3 that would certainly shock you, and 3 hints. So 1 for each one. Cowboys and Australians. I don't know what that could be. Ocean's 14 and Vampire's Breath. So these are the hints of the 3 celebs that had Quaaludes on their riders. So put your guesses. I'd be interested to see if anybody can figure it out in the comments below. And that's it. That's it. J-Lo's ring. I did a post on that earlier. Can confirm that the ring is benefit. Okay, let's see. By request at Reveal Moi. I should go to Reveal Moi and see if the answer's up there, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stop this video because it's getting long. So I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, guys, and have a good day.